countdown?
No, it's on. We're on. So
let me lean closer.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever the case may be. I am your humble servant, Mike Miller, and today we had Art T. Bear on yesterday, and I'm just bringing in all my old comic book peeps one at a time. And today I'm introducing the world to the glamorous and glorious JJ Kirby.
What up? How y'all feeling?
JJ and I have known each other for a quarter of a freaking century. Oh, I'm getting old. And
bones work.
JJ was a legit intern and then superstar artist over at WILDSTORM. I was more peripheral to the WILDSTORM.
The stories.
Because I never had an official chair, but I worked there. I was in the offices all the time.
Yeah, you stalked the halls.
And JJ was hands down my favorite person there. So
I'm lovely. And oh yes. Okay.
So JJ.
Yes.
Oh, I gave you my phone. Go play. Then give me my phone back.
Kids.
Dive TV. Isaac, turn the volume down, man. Sorry. Freaking cables are messing me up.
Okay.
One of the reasons why I'm gay, man.
All right, you know what? I'm going to grab some headphones because this is ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm going to eat these almonds while your kids play in the background.
Playing Fortnite.
I've never played that game. Is it fun?
Very fun.
Okay, I'm going to take your word for it. I know.
You are alone.
I'm ready to do combat or something. You got the headphones on and the mic is Mike Miller commentating.
You're alone in a one-bedroom apartment with no distractions.
Like I said, that's one of the reasons why I'm gay.
Because you're alone in a one-bedroom apartment.
You know what I mean? You're funny.
Looking. All right. So tell us about I know you won the talent contest to become the superstar artist of WILDSTORM that you became. What were you doing before?
Working at Taco Bell. So my story is this, man. I was what, 20?
Quiet. Not you.
From Ohio, Dayton, Ohio. I was 19, turning 20. No, 20, turning 21. But it was just like they had a art contest or talent search in the back of the WILDSTORM comic books, and they ran it a couple years, but I never had the confidence to send my stuff in. I know I wasn't ready. I was like, I'm not ready, or I don't know. So then my homie Boogie and my local comic shop lady was like, you need to send stuff in, damn if you do, damn if you don't type scenario.
Yeah.
And so I sent it in. And this was before the internet and everything, and it was like, it took like a month or so to get a response back. I thought they didn't like it. I was like, it was fire. I sent y'all fire, and y'all not responding. I'm upset. I was really upset. And so I did some samples. I sent the same samples to Top Cow, and then they sent me a response saying, well, if you're going to send some samples to us, send us drawings of our people. No, this was before I knew anything. So I was like, okay, cool. Y'all just can't see I got skill? Fine. So then I was like, well, hold on. If I can't get it, if WILDSTORM ain't responding and Top Cow sending me like, this type of response, I'm like, I know I can get it extreme. I was like, I know I got the skill to get an extreme and shine. Screw that. So I started drawing some new samples strictly for extreme. Oh, it was good. I drew some stuff. And then before I sent that in, Jim Lee called me one night and was like, hello, this is Jim Lee. JJ Kirby there. I'm like, who is it? Jim Lee. And I didn't think it was him because back then I was just like, he don't sound Asian. He sound white. What is this? Is this Lance? Is this
so racist?
Who making fun? I was like, I'm just a country boy from Ohio via Georgia, and I didn't know no better. You know what I mean? From when I came to California, when I first heard a Filipino, I thought it was a jalapeno. I didn't know. I didn't know. And so,
dude, you are so white. I swear.
This is whitewashed. Call it. It's called white sympathetic. And so, when he called me, I was like, oh, I was cursing. I was just so like, you got a call from Jim Lee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like,
I had a call where I was cursing with Jim Lee too.
Oh, I've heard those conversations. Like, those are classics in the halls of WILDSTORM. But I was like, just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, for like a good minute, literally. You can ask me. And so he told me what it was, what's going down. Like, now we saw your submissions in there. We like what you got going down. Can you do 3 more pages? Everybody else is supposed to do 5. We sent out a sample script. Everybody else is supposed to do 5 pages. The deadline is so short, we didn't know what was up with you. So we need to do 3 pages. I was like, word. So Taco Bell could not contain me. I was drawing samples at the counter. They knew what was up. They knew that JJ's about to get on. So it's like back in Ohio, like I was one of the the tightest artists in the city.
Yeah.
So it's what it is. But it's like they knew, I was like, I'm about to be out. So I drew them samples, and this is the era of like before internet, so you can fax. You got to fax.
Yeah.
And so I took my pencil. I took my pencil drawings. I made Xerox copies of them, which tears the quality down.
Mm-hmm.
And I faxed them over there, which tears down the quality even more. And so I sent it over there. I did everything I had to do, sent it over. Like, I was just praying to God. And then they called me back and was like, you know what? We like what you got going down. Come on over. So they put me on a plane, flew me to La Jolla, put me in an apartment with other interns, paid me to be an intern over there. And that was my beginning to my art career in comics. And it's just like, because I was like, I knew, for me, it was like, I knew that my dreams come true. There is a creator. Everybody has a path. It is what you make it. If I wasn't in my parents' basement drawing comics, just drawing, just getting it in and knowing that I'm going to go work with Jim Lee. I just knew it. I don't want to work with anybody else. I want to go work with him. I want to work. Yeah. I want to be able to work with him, be able to stand next to him and get the same, if not the same, level, but like be able to get love and respect for what I do by just being myself. But I'm strong enough to stand next to him and get it in. That's what I wanted. I didn't want to come to his studio and draw like him. I didn't want to be like him. I didn't want to, that wasn't my mission. And I understand there are people who were like, oh man, I want to be like Jim Lee. Like Ryan Benjamin, he wanted to be like Jim Lee. That was his mission when he was like, I want to do that. Now he is a beast. Ryan is amazing. Yeah. I tell him all the time, I'm like, I hate when you draw your people because they don't look attractive to me. But I've had to draw with him. I've had to help him on things. And I'm like, he just knows his stuff. He is such an amazing, like, I love Ryan Benjamin. I love him. Like I said, he's a hardworking man too. You know what I mean? He's like James Brown's, he's the James Brown of comics.
That's a good way to put it.
that cat be killing it, and I love it. So, so imagine me. I'm coming from Ohio to Cali, and as soon as I get off the plane, I'm met by Jennifer Sprecklemeyer and Sarah Becker. Some Cali girls, and they picking me up from the airport, and we ride, and I'm just this big, and I was heavier too. I was like, I don't know, almost.
There was 2 of you.
There was. What happened to JJ? I'm like, I'm trying to be healthy. So they picked me up. I'm seeing palm trees for the first time in my life. I'm experiencing this California weather. It was just like the energy. It was a different energy. It's like, wow, I'm here. But now it really starts. Because when I get up in the studio, it's crazy because like if you've been up in there, that place is like a maze until you get up into the main area. So it's just like it's just mind-boggling. It's just like, wow, this is cool. Comic books everywhere, offices full of artists just killing it. And I'm like,
for people who don't know, which I guess is probably everybody who hasn't been there, Yeah, when WILDSTORM moved, or Homage Studios moved from I think it was Mira Mesa to La Jolla, they got this like freaking was like an old bank building.
Like they had money, but it was like at the top of La Jolla, the Bank of La Jolla building.
Yeah, like on the top of the hill, right up from La Jolla Cove, like premier real estate.
It was like prime real estate.
Yeah,
like crazy real estate. It's like this is where I work. This is where I go draw with other comic book artists at. This is crazy. So I know Jim had the
best office.
Like the architecture was done. It was like it spelled a J. It was the way he curved it out and rounded out the corners. It was like a big old J.
Yeah, and it was like they built out the walls to be all slanted and like unique and cool. It was
the main entrance was painted black and the walls were like slanted.
It was tight.
It was tight. It was tight. And then they had like a big what is it, the arcade big version of Virtua Fighter in the pit. We had some video games up in there. It was just
dude, I forgot about that.
I was like, is this a work environment? What is that? And then Jim's office was like this big long window overlooking the pit area. So like if you come into you go to Jim's office, we get to see you go into Jim's office, and Jim can see who's coming in and out of the office. So it was cool, you know what I mean? I was like, this place is bananas, and the vibe was like 24 hours. There was always something going on there. 24 hours, you know, being an artist and living off eats in La Jolla. We would like stay there late night because you're getting stuff done, and with such creative energy around there, it's like I don't want to go home. I just want to stay here. I'm gonna sleep on the couch and then get up and keep on drawing or something. You know what I mean? And everybody trying to be the tightest because WILDSTORM was like, you know, one of the tightest. You know, so it's just like everybody's mentality was like, yo, we just be the best. You know, being able to see Matt Broom work on DEFCON 4 was crazy because his office was like, you know, littered with like all kind of reference and all kind of this artwork. He was like, I'm about to do my magnum opus. I'm about to hit him with the boom boom. And it was just like, wow. Because before that, I was never really too impressed with his style. It fit with that era and what's going on. But I was just like, it's a little bit derivative and extreme in places. It's not as tight as it needs to be for me. I was an art snob at an early age. I knew I wanted to be a comic book artist when I was 10 years old. So I'm an art snob. I own it. You know? So
I've always loved the thing I loved about Matt's work the most is his finishes. His finishes are so tight,
so clean, tight, and like and he knows. Matt Broom is an artist. He's like Jim Lee. He's like half artist, half businessman.
Yeah. Oh, so Jim hated it when I called him a businessman.
No,
I understand, Jim. I understand. You're a businessman. So F that, man. I'm like.
You're the type of cat that throw firecrackers in church, and you love the Lord. Like, what's wrong? What's up? You know? But no, like Jim has his moments, and I've seen Jim blow up at things. Like I remember that time that Dan Norton, when Jim was introducing his Wildcats cartoons to the studio, like go check the all in there, whatever. And Dan Norton is a you know, if you know Dan, he's in the cartoons and anime. He takes it deep. He loves that stuff. He knows what he's talking about, right? So Jim, you know, showing his cartoon to everybody, and everybody's like, "That's dope, Jim. You got a cartoon. That's dope, right? Of course, that's monumental. You got a cartoon, homie. That's big." Dan was like, "What the? That is crap." Because Dan comes from a scenario where he's all about that anime, so he knows about tight animation. He's like, "If you gonna do it, do it."
Yeah.
What is this, like, you know, derivative, whatever? Just having one ain't enough for me, you know?
Yeah.
So Dan was like, nah, what the? And so Jim got upset and was like, yo, close the door. I don't know if he's, because Dan was telling me the story. I wasn't there. Dan was telling me the story. So he was just like, oh, I don't know if Jim like told everybody to get out and he was talking to Dan and let him have it, you know, or he asked him like, no, I think when everybody's there, he was asking like, where's your cartoon? Like, you want it'll be better than this crap. I was like, he was like, yes, he did.
He got that.
And then living long enough, I will say, when Dan did get the chance to do a cartoon, it did look better. The Thundercats cartoon that relaunch, that was golden.
Oh, I didn't even know Dan did that.
He was the head designer on that stuff, and he was the one in charge of like okaying or knowing or springboarding the basics of what's going on. Yeah, that was Dan. That was Dan's joint.
Yeah.
He what is it? He got up in there with the Joaquin De Santos, who's all up in animation. Him and Dan became good friends and everything. So if you've seen a great episode of Justice League, I mean of Justice League, but Young Justice, who else he's done? Yeah, I think from Justice League too. He's amazing.
You know Sam.
Yeah, Sam Little. Oh, I remember his book he put out back in the day, or with his was it Renegade or no? He put out a book back in the day.
Cyber. He did some cyber.
Yeah.
Cyber.
I know
Cybrid.
Yeah,
Yeah, I met Sam. Like he was coming out of Art Center, and I was friends with like Kiyoshi Nakazawa from California State Summer School for the Arts, and like he knew Sam from Art Center too, and so he introduced us, and and so Sam had this very short, I don't want to say failed career in comic books. It was a very short career in comic books. And then jumped into animation. Yeah, he's like the freaking head director of like most of the damn videos that come out of Warner Brothers now.
Right. That transition. Some people like.
Well, look where Andy Park is now.
Who?
Andy Park.
Where's he at?
Dude, he's like him and Ryan Menderling are the two lead designers for all the Marvel movies.
What?
Yeah, you remember Andy, right? He did all freaking.
Yeah,
Tomb Raider for Top Cow.
I remember him. That's like Dan Fraga. Over he does all the what are those on Netflix? Those fairy tale not the Brats, but it's a baby. It's a doll line. I think it's the Brats. So the whole like the animated version or the fairy tale version of them. Enchanted. What are they?
Oh, I don't know, man.
I watched them and I love them. They're really good. But he's like in charge of the art on that stuff too. So people.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, Dan is the man. Dan is the man. Like I said, I'm talking to see him at the show this year. I love talking with Dan. He's my, you know what I mean? Like I remember the year I first met him at a WILDSTORM party, and Jim used to throw crazy WILDSTORM parties, right? And this year I was like, people were just like, yeah, Dan Fraga be rapping. You know, he had an album or he had a single or something.
Armando threw up in his bushes.
Huh?
Armando threw up in his bushes.
Oh, yeah. Armando does amazing 3D now and works at Lego. I think he's over there or something like that.
He works at
Legoland, right?
No. It's PopCap, I think. They do Plants vs. Zombies.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? PopCap?
Yeah, I love Plants vs. Zombies. I play it all the time. Armando's over there.
I mean, look at all the talent that the West Coast, not just WILDSTORM, the West Coast Image Studios.
Yeah, no doubt.
Found and cultivated all this talent, and then when they actually went out into the real world, they got real jobs.
Right. I know, right? Image is just the movement of Image itself was such a blessing. The fact that they changed the game up. The last time there was any like talent searches from like Marvel and them was like the Marvel tryout books. You remember those? So back in the day, they would have like, here's this big old book. It was like, here's some samples of here's the formula doing Marvel stuff. And then you're supposed to like, take this sample script and do your 3, 5, whatever pages it is of it. And then you send it back in. They were like looking for people. I forgot who got picked through that. But yeah, I remember that was the last time I remember hearing of any like talent search through a comic.
Joe Mad might have been.
I think was Joe Mad the one that got picked?
I think maybe.
Maybe. But like I said, when WILDSTORM and Extreme and Top Cow, but Mark Silvestri, Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld, they're like, we're gonna do some talent search and reach out and see who we can get, from the young pool and everything. And that was
but you know what? You know why? Because it was freaking artists picking him.
Yes.
Editors.
I know.
Right.
Like I said, Jim picked me because I had a urbanized cartoony style. That was like anything. He knew the cartoony style was coming in.
Mm-hmm.
He knows. That's what it was.
That leads to that whole other story.
So I know. So that is a hot story. That's a hot. The things we can talk about. But
I know. I don't know if I should. That's
Well, you know what? You give me out here enough, I probably will get the loose lips and be like, yo, son, I don't care. I just gotta spit it. I just want to give it. You know what I mean? It's all love. You know, I love you, all my peoples. You know what it is, but you know, I was raised you don't lie. You know, it's okay to tell the truth. You know, so you know, I just, you know what I mean. So just like,
I know.
Mom told me don't do nothing you ashamed of. That we ain't get worried about lying. I was like, well, cool. I own all that. I own all that. The first time I met Jim in person was I was getting in the elevator and off of P3, maybe P4, P2. I was getting in the elevator. And then off from the floor. No, I think he was coming off from the parking garage. And then I was getting off from the ground floor. And then he happened to be in the elevator too. And so he didn't expect me to be a large black, you know, guy. Yeah. He thought I was like, I don't know, like smaller and gayer.
Like Christian Ucci size.
You know what I mean? You know, he thought it was like that. So the first thing he asked me, like, oh, JJ Kirby, you know, because Chris Carlson was like, oh, this is JJ Kirby, you know, Jim. You know, I was like, hello, sir, how you doing everything? He was like, wow, okay. I can physically see him like stand back like, whoa, okay, this is not what I expected. So as much as I bugged out on him sounding white, he bugged out on me sounding like I had a really high pitched voice when I was younger. It just was what it was. I used to get teased by my uncles and all that. I just had a high voice. I have it today still. I think when I hear myself back, I hear how fast I talk, how high pitched my voice is, but then I also hear how much bass I have in it at times.
Yeah, I don't hear high pitch at all.
Well, you know, like I said, back then he heard a high pitched gay black kid or something. So he asked me, "Are you gay?" At the time, nobody ever asked me that.
Did he seriously?
Yeah, it's cool. Like I said. He no at that time, no, like legitimately asked me that. Now I've got teased, and you know, being younger, or whatever, you know, people thinking I'm gay or coming at me, but it was just like he came at me like, "Are you gay?" You know, I was just like, and at the time, I didn't commit to anything. I hadn't done anything. I was a virgin, so it was just like, I ain't did anything, so I ain't putting a label on it. I don't know, you like that, homie? Nah, I'm more like asexual. I didn't tell him that. I was just like, nah, you know, I'm not. You know, why? What's up? You know.
Why are you asking?
Like, no, I just thought, you know, you may be, be gay or whatever, you know. But Lord knows, Jim's really smart. He's a psychologist. You know, he went to school for that. He graduated with that, but then got into art because that's his passion. But like, he knows how to talk to people. He knows what he's doing. He knows these things. And working with him intimately next to him like that, seeing him come in and out, seeing his presence affect the people, and when his presence isn't there, how it affects the people was real. That's power. It's galvanizing. You know what I mean? It's like when he's in the mood, you feel it. You ain't in trouble, but you feel it. You feel sad because the brain and heart, the brain of the studio is upset. Is there anything you can do to help him? And it's really nothing because his problems is bigger than yours, or they're personal, and you know it ain't for you. Because I believe that heaven is a shared thought and hell is personalized. So if you're going through something and it's your problem and you can't, you don't want to share it or whatever, or it can't be shared, you suffer from that. That's yours. But as soon as you can get over that and let it out and get it out, it's more heavenly. That's what we're here for. To be with each other and help each other, in times of need like that, and understand where we're going through that, our hellish moments. So, for me at a young age, I was like, mature, like, I just felt that type of scenario. I just need to know, who am I talking to? And I realized for me with Jim, there was always kind of a connect and a disconnect, and I never knew what it was. Like, I talk about things like God and the spirit and just being, just all this energy. I just talk about things metaphysically. I just talk about this stuff. And then I realized he wasn't believing it like that. I thought,
he was an atheist. I don't know where he is now. I know he was an atheist back then because I used to talk to him about it on
right. Well, I don't know. I think I know that his woman Carla, bless her soul, is very religious. So I'm assuming he going to church because got to keep the woman happy.
Yeah, so, I saw them because I used to go to the Rock down in Point Loma, and I saw them, or at least I saw their shared account like post from the Rock. I was like, oh, I wonder if Jim's actually going to church now.
That's cool. Well, like I said, whether he's going to church or not, it's a matter of the Lord finds him and he finds the Lord. I know for myself, I've had my moment with the Lord when I was like 12, 11. I was taught how to fear him, and, just do the word and everything. Just how it is when you're raised like that. And then at that point in my life, I was like, in
Actually,
Georgia.
I wasn't raised like that, dude. I was raised agnostic. When you met me, I was probably still an agnostic.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, it was about that time. I was turning to. I was researching it. I was
Yes.
researching it around the time I met you. So I'm not sure. I made the shift right around that time.
I don't, you know, like I said, and I don't know, like I said, for me, it was weird. Our relationship, like when we met, I just remember you just being like, you know, like, well, cool. I love his artwork, you know.
He makes good barbecue.
Yeah, you can cook your face off. You can. I was like, you can cook your face off, literally. So I love it. So, you know, and then not only that, when I needed you, you were there for me. So when people talk anything about you, it doesn't faze me. You know what I mean? I know.
Wait, what? People talk about me?
That's right. People talk about you all the time. No. You know, you were the first person I came out to, right? You remember that?
No.
I can't, like, okay, so it was during Comic-Con one year. I forgot specifically because I came out when I was 28. And so
I know it was later. Yeah.
So it's like during the 1 year at Comic-Con, I'm going up to in the hotel bar area, whatever, and then Joe Benitez and Jeff Campbell, who are my homies, you know, come at me and be like, "Yeah, what's up, Jay?" They put the arms around me, like, "Yeah, what's up, man? What's up?" You know, we just want to ask you a question. We just want to ask you a question. I was just like, "Well, what's up? What's up? What, you know, what's going on?" You know, we never see you with any girls or anything like that. You know, are you gay? You know, we just want to know. People just want to know. People be talking and asking. We want to know. I'm like, at first I was taken back, like, people talk about me. People notice me. People give a poop about me. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, cool. Okay. Then I was like, this is that moment once again, like when Jim asked me if I was gay or not. And I was like, I have to own me. I'm too big and black. I'm too me. I'm too me to not own me. If I love me more and you can't love me for loving me more, then I know how to treat you. I don't treat you. So I was like, you know what? Yes, I am gay. I am gay. And yeah, that's what's up. You know, what's up? Are y'all gay? What's up? You know? What's up? And they were like, no, man, you know, we just wanted to know. And
but what you just said there, I think, is the crux of people of disparate worldviews loving one another.
yeah.
It's not what I believe about what you believe, or what you believe about what I believe.
No, it's not.
It's how we treat each other as human beings.
That's what life is about. That's what we're here for. But people get caught up in the details and what they like and what their own fears and everything like that. And then it becomes miscommunication and misinterpretation, and thus we got issues. And then once we got issues like that, then it's like, oh, then we group up with like-minded and start to like separate and segment, and that's not anything getting done. So for me, like I said, so for me, when they came at me and it was my first time like owning and saying yes I am, it was like a serpent or just something leaving. Like it was like a bad part of me leaving me, loving me more, that I can own me more. Because I can't front. I was so tired of people loving somebody, getting love of some sort, or just being honest with themselves, talking about their conquests, or just just talking about girls. I was like, man, I'm not into that like that. I'm not getting that, and I'm happy for you, but I don't care. So I'm about to go over here and look at this muscle magazine or something and draw a picture. So whatever, So then it's like, as soon as they asked me that, I immediately went right downstairs to your table and said, yo, Mike, Campbell and Benitez just asked me if I was gay. And you was like, and you weren't surprised. You're like, well, yeah, people are always been asking, or they all ask, what's up with Jay? We love you and we die. We just don't, we don't know. And I was like, wow, you blew my mind right there, because I was just like, people talk, people care. It just blew my mind. It blew my mind, but it let me know.
JJ, everybody loves you.
Right. Well, it let me know
not that way.
I know, right? No homo. But it let me know that like it's all good. Life is okay. It's okay.
Did you have anyone in your life actively reject you after that?
No. When I tried, and okay, so I started to tell my mom's, because she would always ask me, like, when you get some grandbabies? When you get some grandbabies? I was like, Mom, I need grandbabies. I like men. I just gotta break it down and just rip the band-aid off. Like, man, I'm not gonna get you no grandbabies. I'm sorry. I wish I could, but women don't turn me on. The shapes, smells, it doesn't do anything for me. That's why it's surprising that one time you was gonna let me stay at the crib with you and everything, and I was there for like what, a day, and I couldn't stay because your wife is just too beautiful. And I was just like, I don't know why she turns me on like that at that moment, or it just made me feel weird. Because honestly, what it was is she was eating a banana, and I was just weirding out. And I told you, I was just like, I love Jill. She's amazing and beautiful, and she's one of my favorite people. I love her. She's a sweetheart all day. But I couldn't take it. I had to go. And I remember, right?
You had a straight temptation, and it bothered you.
I was like, what is this?
I do remember that. I
was like, what is this? I was like, yo, Mike, man, I love you. We had loving dinner. I needed a place to crash and everything. And I was like, you know what? I can't stay here. This makes me And I'm like, you drove. I forgot when you took you dropped me off ready to go, and it was good in the hood, and it was a wrap. But I was like, it was crazy.
It's too funny.
But it's like that. That was one of those moments also to let me know that I could talk to you about being gay. I could go to you if I need anything. You're my peoples. You know what I mean? You're my brother. Like that. So it's always been consistent. Anytime, like we ain't gonna go into it, but those times I was almost gonna lose my job at WILDSTORM for whatever reason. Rescue, letting know, no, that's not what it do, homie. You I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah, you ain't doing that to JJ.
Mike is a great man. You know what I mean? If he sees injustice or something not fair, he will step up and say, that's not right, and try to, put his 2 cents on it as best as he can with his samurai sword and white privilege.
Half white privilege. Off white privilege.
I'm not saying nothing, but I'm just calling it out. I don't get it like that. So I have to just walk with love. So that's why I get the love I get.
Oh, man, you're making me freaking laugh so hard I'm crying.
I know, right?
Maybe I'm just crying so hard. I'm
just crying because I'm hitting you when you know no spot. I know. So I gotta tell you, so everything was new for me being in California. It was just amazing. It was being around other artists. I'm like, I never had it like that. So first time I met Joe Phillips. Amazing. Like I said, I love Joe Phillips. He's one of my favorite people. He's my brother also. I love Joe. Love. LOVE, love Joe Phillips all day, right? And first time I met him, it was crazy. It was crazy. So I go into the pit, and there's other interns, Cabin Boy and Christian Uchi and the Carlos Ali, everybody was up in there. And so Joe, usually we're spread out over the whole pit, right? We got desks, everybody got their own personal space. Yeah. But this day is different. I come up in the pit, I'm like, what's going on? And then it's I see everybody on the right side of the pit kind of bunched up together, and Joe Phillips on the left side near the window, just large black man with multicolored dreadlocks. He had little baby dreads or whatever. He just got his hair did. It looked fly. Yeah. But it was I was just like, what's
Joe never looks the same from one show to the other.
No, he always switch it up. But it's just I didn't know why everybody was on one side of the pit, they're scared of this black man. I'm like, who is this guy? What's this gravity that he is emitting? So I go ask him. I was like, yo, what's up with y'all? What's on? They were like, yo, that's Joe Phillips, and he gay.
Are you serious?
They bugged out. They was weird and bugged out. They was ridiculous. And I was just like, what? I felt a couple things that okay. So at that moment, I wasn't out to everybody, but I was just like, they're bugging on him because he's gay. They bugging out because he's Joe Phillips, I guess, and they bugging out because he's black, or just because he's gay. What is it that's repelling them? So for me, Joe Phillips is one of my favorite artists. I tell Joe Phillips all the time. I was like, yo, son, I've been down with your artwork ever since I saw you do Superboy annual, whatever number that is, and something. When you had somebody getting kicked in the head and in the tread of the shoe, he wrote "boot to the head." I was like, that's the most genius, clever. I love it. It was just you kick.
Yeah. I mean, props. If anybody here, because Joe's not big in
who, Joe? Who, right? Joe
Yeah. I mean, he was in the 90s, but I mean, you know what? A lot of my readers or a lot of the guys. We got 61 people watching us right now.
They're loving it.
A lot of them may not even know, but go check Joe Phillips's work. It's freaking awesome.
Joe Phillips' artwork is amazing. He is a beast. So the thing about Joe being there, he just moved from Atlanta, coming to Cali to get that money. And if you know Joe or of Joe, Joe gets that money. He's a beast when it comes to getting that money. Just like you in your castle of artwork at Comic-Con. So Joe sets up his shop and he brings them in, you know. And he was one of the, besides Tom of Finland and Rip Colt, one of the most, and Harry Bush, he's the modern day most popular gay artist when he came out doing his thing. So when he launched JoePhillips.com, he's like, yeah, I'm about to do this gay art and put it out there. Huge.
Yeah, isn't he doing like those tarot cards or something?
Oh, his tarot cards are so beast.
Beautiful.
So, it took him, I think it took him a couple months to get them done. But as much artwork as that is, the quality of what it is, he'll resell that forever because it's so beautiful, so everybody can get down. It's just like it's
an evergreen product.
It is, and I'm like, I salute him for doing that, you know.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's like wow. But like I said, I told him, I was like, you're one of my favorite artists. I went over there like, yo, Joe Phillips, oh my God. I love you. You're like one of my favorite artists. And I told him the whole boot to the head story with the tread. He was like, oh, he did go, you know, whatever. And it's like, he did, he's that artist that when he's on it. But then it's like, if he's like, you know, an editor needs a book to get done, he'll call him in. So Joe will get that book done. You know, you give him a poopy deadline, he'll still knock it out, you know. It may not be the greatest expression, but editors love it. If you can get it done.
Dude, I pinched hit freaking so many books at WILDSTORM. Don't even.
I know, right? So he was that, and so everybody else is all weird. But I made a new brother. I met my new brother, you know, that day. We've been homies ever since. I love Joe Phillips. He inspires me. He entertains me. The fact that he, you know, even recognizes me and loves me like he does, it's just like I big it up every time. You know what I mean? So that's the truth. But
that's funny. That's a funny story though.
You know what I mean? So I got loads of them. Trust. I remember the time I told Ali, "You're fat." At the time, I told Ali, I was like, "You fat, homie." I was like, you know, because he used to walk when he came in. Like to his credit, he was
pretty.
He did a lot before getting in the industry. So he had a book. He had a book. I forgot the name of it. He was printed, and at that time to be published at all was like crazy. So he had a book. He published it, or whatever. His art was doing do. He was like kind of a Campbell, Jim Lee wannabe, whatever kind of you know cartoony, whatever. And like he was attractive. Not to me. I like what I like. It was no like going in between that. But it's like
you like this. I'm on.
You know what I mean? You know. But he definitely was a good looking guy. Good guy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Awesome person. I love Ali too. Don't twist it. I love Ali. He's my people. So but when we were younger, whatever, I guess there's a period where he walked up around the halls like his shit didn't stink. I'm Ali. I'm dope.
It was Rockstar Ali, yeah,
Rockstar Ali. You know the one. And so I know that comes from an insecurities that he has, but also just how he swags himself out. You know, so I understand. So he was walking around the studio, I forgot what we were doing. I forgot why I got up on the subject, but it was just like he was walking around like something. He accomplished something or did something or whatever, or was getting something or about to make moves or something or something. I forgot exactly what it was, but I remember telling him, I was like, you know what? You ain't all that. You fat. This and that. Blah, blah, because I got it as a youngin', I would get it hard. So I have to give it hard. You know what I mean? So when he's walking around like he like he too cool for school, I was like, I'm the opposite of that. So I had to smash that. And I smashed that. And I wasn't trying to hurt him. I was just, let him know, like, yo, son, when you diss Jay, you diss yourself. Chill, Yeah. But after that, he got serious and went on a hardcore diet. I think he wasn't eating type scenario. So he's gonna lose that weight type scenario. So it really affected him. I was just like, wow, I didn't. And he told me later that he was like, yeah, you know, I almost starved myself down and blah 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 and all this other stuff. Like, I did not know that. I did not know that. That was crazy.
What you did, JJ. That's all your fault.
It is, but you know, now he was sexier. Now he's more, you know, looking like his dad, Victor. And Victor's amazing. Victor's one of the coolest Hispanic peoples you will ever meet. His daddy is awesome. I love it.
I actually met Ollie at WonderCon like a year or two before he went to WildStorm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a real quick thing. I saw his art. I was like, oh, man, this kid's good. This kid's
he got something. He got a spark. Okay, yeah. He is. And so I remember we used to do the thing. I never went to art school. I took 1 year of advertising school, which was a 2-year program, but I couldn't afford the second year. That's why I was working at Taco Bell. Like, oh, I do this. That's why I was like, what am I gonna do here? College ain't what I do. I know what I want to do and where I want to be at. Thank God they had these talent searches. So when they had it, I was like, why am I just chickening out every time they send it? And then that 1 year, I was like, let me send it in. So yeah, I was at WildStorm forever. And then it was like, I was like, my mentality was, I'm WildStorm for life. I want to be here until they close the doors. I have to publish at least one book. There's certain goals that I wanted to hit that I did hit. But it's just like, did I rock it like I want to? Not really. Because once you get in a certain zone, you realize, you can't, they won't let you outside of that really unless you do something dramatic. So everybody up in there has already got their stuff established. Like, Campbell's doing Gen 13. Brett Booth's doing Backlash. Matt Broom is working on DEF CON 4. Jim doing whatever he want. It's just like this. So for me, it's just like, well, we're gonna give JJ. Well, I got on Backlash when Brett was like, you know what, JJ's pretty good. Let's give him a shot. Let's give him a chance. And thank the Lord for Brett Booth too. That's the homie. He gave me that shot on Backlash because that was his book, and I draw nothing like him. And when I got on the book, I definitely changed the things. I was like, your costume is too crazy for me. I don't like drawing all that detail and belts and buckles and zippers like Michael Jackson Thriller. Can't do that. So I stripped all that stuff off and just went with what I love. I was like, Backlash is this for me. I love it. But it's all he needs. Like, why do you got these belts and pouches that he never uses? Take them off. I get one big pouch. He uses whips. He's super powerful. He uses psionic whips from his hands. He's acrobatic. He can turn to mist and smoke. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker is incredible. So what's going on? So I was like, he don't need all the extra stuff, But Brett hooked me up on that book, and I worked with it, did the thing. I loved it. Got to introduce characters. That was plus. Thanks for Sean roughing it too. Big homie, much love with those homies. But then they had me up with in between time doing like a lot of those WildStorm cards. Ted Adams, Crystal Prisco, the Ted card editor.
You know how many of those I did?
Probably a lot. Like I said, those were good money back in. If you can knock them out, those were good. See, y'all were getting paid per card. I think because y'all still freelancing, right?
Yeah.
I was hourly. So I'll just go to work and have a list to just do them. You guys are like, how many can I get? 20? Bet.
Yeah.
At least 100 a pop or something. They're paying good.
Yeah, so, they gave, I think I did probably hundreds of those.
Wow. Yeah, you did. There are certain people's styles that were just permeated throughout it. So mine, yours, Joe Phillips, Alan Elm, Christian Ucci has some.
You know what? One of those cards was the first thing Ollie ever had published, and I inked it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're an amazing inker, though. You know what I mean? Like, I know, like you're just an amazing, talented individual. Oh, but I know. I'm like, you got a woman. I ain't tripping. you're like, I love it because you're clean. You know how to draw. You know how to put your style on it. Like if I ink people, I'm so heavy-handed. It's like I drew over your stuff.
Yeah, I think I draw so clean. In part because I was forced to be an inker for the first few years of my career.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm working on now.
Oh wow! Get it? What's that for?
It's a cover for Clash of Kings number 16. So.
Oh wow!
Armor, cross hatching,
reflections.
Yes.
So what else? Like so WILDSTORM was an amazing time. Like I said, it introduced me so much stuff like drum and bass, acid, weed, like just other artists, California Energy. Like
So you're saying Jim was supplying acid and weed?
What? No. We had other folks up in there supplying that. No, don't take that. It's real. Come on, people. But it was like that. Like coming from Ohio, everything was mind blowing to me. So I loved it. Like to be able to have the Real World come get Sarah Becker, to be on the show, and then they come visit us, at the studio, and they filming up in there and everything. And I got on the camera, I was like, oh, that's crazy. They filmed a lot of stuff, then they did a lot of editing chopping. So like that night we had a crazy party, like going away and everything like that. They filmed stuff like that. It was a lot went on that night and everything. And it was amazing. But then we had to go to Florida to go visit her also, which was cool. I met all her roommates, and I was like, it was cool, I actually was like, California is cool. I was terrified to come to California before I came, though. I was like, coming from Ohio, feels like I don't want to go to California, and I don't want to go to New York. I don't care. I'm good in Ohio. Everything I need is here. California has gangs and earthquakes, and New Yorkers are rude, and the city's dirty. Then I never wanted to go. Then I finally get the chance to go to New York because of WILDSTORM, and it was like, wow, the people are really friendly and nice, and the city is really clean. I guess after Giuliani cleaned it all up and stuff, but it was like the people are just to the fact, to the matter, to the point. They're like, their love is equal to their hate. Who is this guy? I love him. I love this guy. Or who is this bum? Get him out of here. We don't love him. So it's like I realized, like, if you need information, they'll help you. Just don't waste their time.
Yeah,
I like
that.
that.
Impatient. You ever get home?
Back to Ohio?
Yeah.
Not really. Not as much as I like it all. Last time I went home was a couple years ago for a family reunion.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I loved it. It always refreshes me and puts me back in the zone of like, yeah, these are my peoples. I love my peoples. You know what I mean? I grew up with all my cousins. I got 13 aunts and uncles and everything. So we got a lot of folks. And it's like, I got a lot to share with them. I can't even front.
Your parents still alive?
My mom passed. My father is still alive. My stepmom is still alive. They're still together. So, I have one older brother.
Isn't that weird? We're at an age where I can ask that.
I know, but you know what? I don't know. I can't even front. I dealt with death a long time ago when my grandmother passed. I think I was like 11, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So in Georgia, a lot of things happen to formulate who I am. So it's like when my grandmother passed, I just knew it, and I love my grandmother. Like Molly Harris was an amazing woman, and so like I know that she'd been sick, and then it's like when they were coming back from the hospital with the information of how's grandma doing, I remember seeing my mom's blue station wagon coming down the road and then pulling in the dirt road driveway, and it was like I just knew that she was gone, so I started crying, but I also knew that what she gave me was golden and good. So I was like, I know that we all have to go. So I cried my eyes out, but I also knew like, it's okay.
Yeah.
All got to go. It's what you do with your life while you're living it. And she did she raised 13 kids.
Whew.
Right. And it's like, she was, like I said, just in the country, made it happen. So when she passed, I was just like, you know what? It's okay. One day we'll see each other again on the other side. Because I believe like that. Not that I was like, oh, I'm going to church and I believe in this and that. It was just like, I just believe in the other side. It's like, we're energy. It has to go somewhere.
You were raised in the church, though?
Yeah, I was raised in the Baptist church. So I remember like going to the church every Sunday. Pops get to one Sunday as a kid, I was hanging with one of my best friend Danny back in Ohio. And it's like right before, like my sister had like got me dressed for church, got me ready with my suit and everything. And for some reason, I go out playing with my homie Danny and end up swimming in the creek. And so that was like the first time I didn't have to go to church because there was no time to get me ready. I don't know why I did it. I think I wasn't trying to, it just happened. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I ended up swimming in the creek with Danny in my suit, and I went back home and I didn't have to go to church. And that was the first time, when I was young, I didn't have to go. That was crazy. So then as I get older, living in Georgia with my mother, I didn't have to. We would go to church, not as much, but we would go to church down. So that was like a down south country Baptist church.
Yeah.
So
fire and brimstone.
You know what I mean? So it was that. I did go to Dayton Catholic Elementary School when my first school was the Catholic school. So I remember the nuns and going to the, go to the church and you do the prayers and everything like that, communion, just all that. I remember all that. Sister Funch used to paddle me all the time. I used to get in trouble all the time. Sister Funch, big up, girl, wherever you at.
You get the ruler. You get the ruler to the knuckles.
I used to get the rulers. It was like, no, they used to just be like, they just write you up and send you to the office to get a paddling. All the time. I hated it all the time. So,
proper Catholic disciplining.
I know, right? So I got a little of that, and then it was like when I was older, I want to say like 18, 19 or something like that. I tried to do Bible study, trying to figure out like what's going on. Like I said, my first time feeling the Lord was when I was like I say like 11. I was in Georgia. I didn't know why I was there, and I was like I was at the top of the hill where I was at, and I was at top of it like, God, why am I here? Why am I here? I'm not supposed to be in the backwoods of country Georgia, and I'm not supposed to be here. Why am I here? And I closed my eyes, and I got like a vision of me being in a place that's not in Georgia. And it's kind of like there's a compound or like a ranch, and all my friends and peoples are together, and we can get our ideas out to the world spontaneously. So we're set up to be able to, get an idea for a shirt. We got the presses over there. You want to release a new single or an album, some music. We got that. Studios over there. You want to do a video? We got that. You want to put a video with whatever product we're making, we can do that. We got cooks and dancers. It's a whole compound of artists who are collectively together so we can support and help the next generation of artists get it out there. It's kind of like the Council of Elders. If you're not ready, but you got potential, we can help get you ready and then get you out there with an extensive network. So I remember seeing that and getting that vibe clearly. And then also to the point where like every night, we all get together, the ones who like get together on the front porch, and it overlooks, I want to say the sea, ocean, or whatever. I don't know if the ocean, just a lake or something, a bed of water in between two mountains. And every night we would go on the porch, and do like a night blaze. We, smoke a little weed, and everybody. And that's how we end the day. But this time, it was up to the point. The dream was up to the point where I was wrapped in a blanket and I was in my chair, and I was asking them, is it okay if I rest? And they're like, it's okay. We're here. You made it. We did it. It's all good like that. You can rest. And so I take a last puff of weed. And then I remember seeing the sunset go down as I close my eyes and I pass away. And this was all at 11. And I was like, this is my journey. This is what it gives. This gives me hope to know that I'm going to get out of Georgia. I'm going to be around people who understand me. I'm going to be able to contribute and make happen what needs to happen. So that's what that vision was at like 11. So 10 years old, I know I want to be a comic book artist. Around 11, I was like, God, where you at? I need you. And I got that vibe. So nobody can't tell me that the creator isn't there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you know what
I ain't going to tell you that.
I know you ain't. I know. So, yeah. So it's like, yeah. So like that was like, I knew that it's going to be okay. So like coming to California, I'm meeting people that have the vibe. I don't remember the specific faces in my vision, but I remember specific energies from people that were in there. It's almost like since we all have energy and we all are we come from energy and we're going back to energy. That's what I kind of like felt. It wasn't like I was looking at electrical people walking around though.
All right.
They had skins and bodies. And throughout my time being here, I've met people who I thought were those people also. But I'm like, you know what? Maybe they weren't them. Maybe they come back later. Maybe whatever it is. But it's like they're like breadcrumbs for me in my life. I'm like this. I've seen you before. I've met you before. Or when it's time, I know that you're one of the people that I need to call and hit up and be like, yo, I got it laid out. It's all great. You got a space over here. Come get some. Yeah. I need, and it would be great to have you. So when it's time like that, believe I'm hitting people up like, especially you. I know what's up. So. But that's what that vision was. And that's what it's always kept me going forth, in my career. So when I left WILDSTORM, I went freelance in 98. and it was like Ruben Diaz, blessing, was the editor over there who came from New York.
Yeah.
So
then he went back to Marvel.
Then he went back. Yeah, he came from Marvel. He went back to Marvel, but he was over here for a little time on the West Coast, and he and I made a great connection. And so he realized.
Wait, he was in the was he in the intern's apartment that day?
Maybe he was hanging with us all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. I wouldn't doubt it. But he was there for a minute, edited some books and everything. And then he was like, I gotta go. He couldn't vibe and hang with the West Coast energy. I gotta get
too much chilling.
You know? So when he left, he was letting me know, he was like, yo, Jay, I see your potential. And honestly, WILDSTORM ain't really, they're not utilizing you. Like, I see the potential in you. He's like, you know, I'm about to go back to Marvel. And well, no, he worked at DC, then WILDSTORM or Marvel, or like his whole credit was he worked at the big company was bringing that. I think Marvel and DC. They came into WILDSTORM and then went back to Marvel. I think
he was at Marvel. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. But he knew.
Yeah.
The beginnings of how these companies work and what's going down. So he was trying to bring that expertise to WILDSTORM. He was supposed to be the creative director or new talent creative director or something like that. But when he got here, they didn't really let him do that.
Oh, really?
Somebody like edit some, you know, the lesser books or something, or just here edit these books. He was like, he thought he was supposed to come here and be able to bring some new funk, some new flavor, which he clearly had. But you know, they wasn't feeling that or whatever. They just wanted him to play a certain role. So it is what it is. But when he was leaving, he told me like, "Yo, Jay, I'm about to go to Marvel, and you should think about, you know, what you're doing next." I'm like, "Word?" He's like, "Yeah, you know." He's like, "If it was up to me, you know, I would have you do X Babies." I'm like, "Whoa, that's exactly what I would love to do. That's my, that's my,
tailor made.
You know." So when I left WILDSTORM, I was like, you know what? It felt like I'm leaving, you know, the house, but I left. And I was like, I'm not. They had me doing DVA. They had me doing, you know, fill-in stuff. You know, I had to do different things. And I was just like, but I'm not. You're not taking advantage of what I can bring to the table. I got a little upset.
They never did with me either.
Right. And it's like because they had like we got these books. We're trying to facilitate this this lineup we already have and everything or whatever it is. So yeah. So when it came to
oh, hold on. Let me tell you a story. So you know, actually, I think this was before I met you, but I was supposed to do Aztec with Grant Morrison and Mark Miller for DC.
Okay.
That was going to be my first like ongoing book at DC. It was after I had finished the Triumph miniseries.
Okay.
And it was taking him like 6 months to get me the script. So I go into to WILDSTORM and I'm talking to Jim and I'm like, dude, hey, you know what? I've got this gig at DC, but I would rather do something consistent for you. Right. So if you can make that happen,
right,
I'll turn down the gig at DC.
We can work.
Yeah. So he walks me into John Peterson's office. He says, John, you know Mike, right? Let's start getting him a regular
plug him in
thing, right?
That was the era.
Wait, I'm not done.
Okay.
So I go back. Jonathan gives me one book for me to do. It was like, I can't even remember what the name of it was. And I go back and I tell my editor at DC that I'm not gonna take Aztec.
Right.
After this is like 2 weeks later, Jonathan quits, and frickin' Heisler takes his job.
Oh!
And Heisler hates me.
Oh! Gut punch.
Yeah. I was like, no!
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah. Mark Miller's first book for DC would have been my
first book.
No, well, my first ongoing.
But. Yeah, no doubt. Like I said, it's live and learn. Like I said, I was supposed to do an issue of Deadpool back when Ed McGuinness just left Deadpool. So I was supposed. So we all have those bumbles in our career. So I was supposed to do Deadpool, right?
Yeah.
I was drawing those pages in a style that nobody's seen me really fresh out like that at that time.
Uh-huh.
I was like drawing more realistic, and I was like putting graffiti up in there. I was about to funk it out and be like, you know what, Ed McGuinness on Deadpool, crushed, love it. Now I got to do my thing with it, and I was drawing it, and for some reason in my gut, I got like 1, 2, 3 pages done, and I just couldn't go back to the page. I couldn't go back to the table. I couldn't draw anymore. I just couldn't. I couldn't draw anymore. I literally could not draw anymore, and I didn't know why. And in my heart, I was just like, if I do this, it's gonna catapult me. It's gonna jump me off. It's gonna take me there, but I'll leave all my peoples. I feel like I'll leave all my peoples behind, or you know, I want to be with them. Like I feel it's gonna put me at a different level than where the mission is supposed to take me to. And I didn't. I had to call the editor, and I was just like, I think it was Tom Brevoort too. I think it was. But I was just like, I can't do this. I can't. I don't know why. I wish I could, but I just can't draw these pages, and I don't know why. And I'm gonna have to take myself off the schedule because you ain't solicited it yet. Now, knowing what I know now, is like editors. That's crazy for editors because they're like, you know what? I'm hiring you. I need you to do this, and you know now I got to find somebody else at the last minute or whatever. You know, the
Dude,
book was
I have that story too.
You know, but it was just like I just didn't finish.
No, I understand. Because,
you know?
Okay, so I was, you know, I've been working with George R.R. Martin since like 2002 on different things like Hedge Knight and whatnot.
Yeah.
And back then we were trying to get Game of Thrones launched as, you know, a comic book. We were trying to get, you know, published.
Yeah.
We were trying to work it out, but George didn't trust us to do that like right then. So we did the Hedge Knight and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So for 10 years, drawing the Game of Thrones series was my dream, right? I was like, that's what I wanted to do.
Right.
And finally, George calls me and he's like, hey, Mike, he's like, we're going to go ahead with the Game of Thrones. I want you to be the artist, but I have some concerns. He's like, I know that you said that you won't draw nudity, but there's going to be some scenes
where you need his nudity.
Right. And I'm like, well, you know what? There's all kinds of artistic ways to get around that. Right. And he's like, and I know that you are a Christian and you're not down with the whole gay thing. And there are going to be some gay characters. I'm like, I can do gay characters. Drawing gay characters is not like anathema. That's right. I'm like, he's like, well, there might be gay. I'm like, George, I've read all 5 of these books. There's no gay scenes in this. Right. And he's like, okay. He's like, well, down the road there's gonna be, and I'm like, dude, I'll be like 80. And so he's like, okay, I just wanted to, you know, clear those up with you before we do this, but you know, you have the publisher wants to see a sample page, so can you do a sample page? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So I sit down at the table and I'm like all excited, just like you, right?
Yep.
And I'm doing it, and I'm drawing it, and I hear this still small voice
in your head saying,
you're not drawing this book.
You're not drawing this book. Oh my God.
And I kept doing, and I ignored it until I was like 95% done with this book. And I heard it one last time, and I'm like, ah. So like I'm in tears, and I'm writing an email to George and the editor, and I'm like, I can't. God's telling me not to.
No.
And I'm sorry. And George is an atheist. So I didn't know how he was going to take this.
Yeah, he think you stupid.
Yeah. And so I just assumed that that he hated me because nobody responded to me.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah,
and then like about a month later, I get a call from Dynamite, and they asked me if I want to do the covers at least. And I'm like, oh yeah. The covers I can do. Right?
Yeah.
And so I messaged George, or I write George, and I'm like, hey, guess what? They're asking me to do the covers and blah, blah. And he's like, who do you think told him to?
Wow. Yeah, that's the scenario. We're going to get you in this capacity then.
Yeah.
That was a smart decision.
Yeah.
You did draw all those covers, didn't you? Yeah.
I've drawn every single one. I've done like 40 Game of Thrones covers now.
Wow, brother.
This
I
is number 40.
I don't know anything about that show besides the first couple episodes because people, Oliver Nome, rest in peace, was introducing me to that show, the first series of it, whatever. I was like, what is this? Okay, and I like sword and sorcery. I like fantasy. I like that stuff. But I was just like, this is what people, everybody's loving. Okay, whatever. It's blown up. People love it. I'm like, really? That's what's hot?
Yeah.
When I was trying to do something, people weren't feeling it. I don't know. I like to, for me, okay. So having more of that cartoony baby style on X Babies and killing it for like X Babies #1 and X Babies Reborn, it's part 2, but whatever. It was like I had the scenario in the industry where people who loved it, right? But editors would be like, "Oh, you did the X Babies. That was really cool, but I'm not looking for that style." Would not give me work. I'm like, man, do you realize I drew that style for that project?
Right.
What you need, I can switch it up and hook it up. But you're just automatically cutting me off because you saw something you really liked and said he only does that flavor. You're disrespecting my notes, homie.
Right. Well, you know what? To be fair, most artists can't shift styles like that.
True. And I understand that. That's also been my scenario where I've been.
And therefore, most editors don't comprehend that possibility.
Right. So since 10, I've been talented. So I can pencil, ink, write, color my own scenario. But when I got in industry, they told me to just pencil.
That's what Jim told me to do.
I know. Just pencil. And I was just like, you feel like you're taking me and putting me in a box.
Yeah.
And telling me to get the job done. I'm like, that's not my best foot forward. So when I got the chance to be able to ink my stuff more, or like they let me ink my covers or my cards. So Ted and Chris allowed me to ink my cards. That allowed them to see that I have capability of inking. And then also I got to do color guides because back then you draw in markers and then they was color separated. So I got to do some color guides for my cards, and they got to realize I do have coloring ability.
All right.
So I have always been talented and able to do all that stuff, but they tell you not to do it. So you just do what you're told.
Yeah, and it wasn't just WILDSTORM either. I had the same thing when I did the Triumph miniseries for DC. I was like, let me ink it. And they're like, no, you can only pencil. And so we're blah, blah, blah. And so they gave it to another inker. And then they're like, well, you can ink your covers. And then like I started inking the covers. After I inked the covers, they're like, oh,
he's pretty good.
You should have inked the book.
Told me not to.
Yeah,
they don't know everything, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But being freelance and going, it allowed me to go and try and explore more of myself. Go out there and work for General Mills and work. I did, I helped on Eminem's first album cover.
Oh, really?
On the inside of it, he had my dude Scam was staying next door to me. He was visiting Mark and RC. And he was trying to draw this trailer park with these fat chicks chasing a mummy, but he couldn't get the trailer park, the trailer itself, the house looking right. So I was like, all right, and then the women. So I was like, let me lay out the fat girls, and then he needed help on some of the imagery. So I did some layouts to help him get the the kinetics and the understanding of it. Then he took it and did his style over it and then crushed it, But I'm like, that was me. I helped on that, When Diddy Runs the City. I did his T-shirt, because my homie Chris Walker got that connect and knew I had the ability.
Chris Walker, oh my gosh, I haven't heard that name. And
yeah. So like he just put out a book called Relic with my homie Nick Leslie, or they're working on a book called Relic. So he's still working on stuff and doing things. He's surviving. I think he got married. So yeah, he's living his dream and doing his thing. So that's right on. The first time I met Chris Walker, man, it was crazy because Ali Garza was like, yo, I got this homie who I know or I met or somebody who really loves your stuff and wants to meet you. I was just like, okay. And at that time in my life, I was living off of Alabama in university in Hillcrest, and then I was really like, where my family at? Where my peoples? Where my brothers and sisters and people who look like me? And just I've been in Cali for so long. I was feeling really low at that point. I was just, like, what's going on? And so Chris was supposed to be coming out to visit me specifically because he's coming to California. But he wants to visit me first. So I'm like, wow, okay, cool. So he's supposed to be coming, and I used to have a mini fro, and I do this thing every now and then when I was younger, where I'd be like,
I like it.
how do I look with a bald head? How do I look with a with a box? How do I look with different hairstyles? How do I look with different stuff? That's like I got this hairstyle now.
Yeah.
When he came at that point, I was like, I wonder if I could rock a George Jefferson with the bald spot in the middle. And the bald spot in the middle. And so
You did not.
I did. I was in the middle of shaving just the middle. I was gonna rock that for the day. I was gonna rock that for the whole day. I was like, let me rock that.
Oh man.
So when he shows up at the door, I got the George Jefferson cut. And I'm like, yo, what's up, homie? And he's just like, whoa, JJ Kirby. Oh man, I'm a big fan, this and that. Ali told me, so, and in my mind, I was like, wow, this cat looks like me, which is what I've been asking the Lord for, somebody who looks like me, who I can do something with, do some business, talk with. In other words, my brother's is that. He's tall, large, black dude, all enthusiastic, all this, talks fast, all this energy. I was like, he was just like, and he felt the same way. We looked like each other, like looking in the mirror, without the haircut, but yeah. But it was like, oh wow, this is cool. And so Chris, being Chris, who is you know, but he's an amazing colorist, amazing artist. His color theory, his palettes are his pathway freaks pastels is crazy and beautiful. I've been a fan. He colored my what's that one? The X-Men Evolution issue. So the X-Men Evolution deals with the last issue of the comic series, which I was about to draw, and Chris got to color it. So the palette on there was so beautiful. He is amazing like that. He colored also the Paul Smith? He did Shadowcat miniseries or whatever.
Leave It to Chance.
Yeah. Plus, he didn't color Leave It to Chance, but Paul Smith did Leave It to Chance. But when Paul Smith did a Shadowcat miniseries from Marvel, Chris was the colorist on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So he also colored like the Superman, Thundercats annual or special that Ali Garza.
Yeah, you know what, dude? If you would have bothered making it to my freaking wedding, you could have met Paul.
I met Paul. Paul smoked me out with some White Widow in Las Vegas one year.
You're missing the dig.
I understand, but I don't let you. I'm like, I know him too. He smoked homegrown White Widow. What you gonna do about that? Yeah, so that was cool. No, but it's like Paul Smith is just amazing. He's one of the coolest brothers. You know what I'm saying? Him rocking his suits and everything.
Oh yeah, man, his 4-button suits.
Yes, that's the man.
He was the one that explained to me why, the buttons are important.
Why are they important?
Like the more expensive the suit, the more buttons on the sleeve.
Okay. So, he's like, yo, son. I got the 4
so it's like a rank,
You know what I mean? Yeah. He got 5 buttons. I'm like, wow, that's platinum. I'm like, wow. Yeah.
He's a great guy. I wish I'd have kept in touch with him.
I know, me too. Like, I wasn't. And he don't go to any shows anymore or anything like that, does he?
No.
I never heard. I don't think so.
No, but he was part of the whole WILDSTORM.
He was WILDSTORM fan.
Yeah,
he didn't leave the chance for a while and everything. Like, that was a fun book too. Yeah. But like where I'm at now, like I said, I'm out here in Cali still. I don't get to go back home as much as I want to. I do. Let's see. I do different things now. I do comics still, but I still just freelance. I still, whoever got the money, I pay for it. Or I do the art, you pay me, we get. I haven't really went back to Marvel and DC to try to hit them up. I want to hit Marvel up. I like that. Who's running? Is it Tom? No, who's running Marvel right now?
CB Cebulski.
That's my homie. That's right, CB.
Is he? That dude never ever gave me work. Remember when he was like the art century. Like, oh, you can't submit to editors directly. You have to submit to CDP.
Yeah.
Never gave me work.
Thank Black Jesus that he likes my style. He likes me, so I'm cool with that. Like, he gives me love. He's I ain't gonna say he's a fan, but I think he down with me. I haven't reached out to him in years though. I need to reach out. I know that when he got the keys to the kingdom over there, I was like, ooh, a little intimidated. I wanted to email him right quick and be like, yo, son, congratulations. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, big up, you've always been cool with me, it's legit, congratulations, sincerely, hope you're gonna do amazing things. Get with it.
Just don't let him know you're friends with me.
I'll let everybody know I'm friends with you. No, see, this thing about you, you like, you know, you.
I don't want to hurt your career, bro.
I'll put it like this: you can't hurt my career more than I've hurt my career. So it's all good. The love that I have is equal to the hate you receive. So it's okay. But you're strong enough to deal with it, and I'm strong enough to accept it. So it's okay. You know what I mean?
Brother.
Nobody want to hate on me because I know you. Then I know how to treat them.
Right. Right.
People stripping like it's like meeting Dan Norton back in WILDSTORM. So Dan had the connotation that he was like, you know, he hate gays. He hate gays. Fuck that. You know, screw fags or whatever. You know, he ain't with that. You know. So I'm sitting here like, wow, I can't really tell Dan that I'm a gay person. You know, I can't talk to him about this. I can't be myself around him. So I was always nervous around him or weird or just keeping a distance. And then one day we had to talk about it or whatever. He was like, man, I don't care. You know, he's like, cool. You know, it is what it is. I ain't tripping off of that. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay. Like Dan was my roommate for years. What was it? When I left, I want to say around 99. No, 2000. When did we become roommates? We were roommates for years. Like, that was my homie. That's my brother. Dan is amazing. We work together.
See, that's the thing. That people want to assume the worst.
Of course.
So, you know, and so they do. And then they propagate, you know.
Right.
I can say something innocuous, and they'll take it as, like, some homophobic slur. And I'm like, dude.
Right. But that's like when people talk about you and they say, oh, Mike is so Christian, Mike is so homophobic, he's so political, right? Blah, blah, blah. All these things that I know you've been since I've met you and known you, but you still open your doors and your heart to me. So how can I look at you weird? It's just, you're a prime example of what God has put on this planet. You're a paradox that needs to be here. You know what I mean? It's just like, you're like, you hold down your family, you make your money, you love your woman, you do what you knew when you met Jill that she was the woman for you because she was an angel on the planet that took your breath away. And I know this. You told me, so I understand. So like you knew you had a hot rock right there, and you didn't mind showing her off to people. You're like, look what God gave me, y'all. And everybody knew.
Took your breath away too.
You know what I mean? And she's so innocent. She's such an innocent lamb. She's so like, she's all love. So it's just like. Yeah, but you, I know you, and I know what's up, so it's okay. But it's like, like when people talk, when people say, "Oh, Mike Miller, this," or blah blah blah, I instantly be like, you know what? I know exactly what you're talking about. I know what's up. You know, okay. And there's nothing that surprises me. I don't know. You probably voted for Trump. I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm sitting there like.
But you know me better than any of those people talking.
I do. So I'm saying like you can do what you want as long as you show me love and respect when we hang out and kick it like that. I'm good. And that's what life is about. You should be able to do whatever you want as long as you're not like violating the 10 Commandments. You should be good. You know. And there's politically correct this and there's all this other stuff that comes along with being a human being in America and on this world and everything. But at the end of the day. As long as you can keep your energy consistent, you should be fine. If people are cool with you, then you're fine. Like I said, that's why I have no problem. Once I learn who I am, how I get down, and that I do get love, and people do love me and respect me or, put up with me or whatever, I've been cool. I was like, God doesn't make any mistakes when he's making what he make. We're all supposed to be perfectly imperfect. We're supposed to be what we are. And it's about learning about ourselves and accepting ourselves. And
about trying to be perfect.
It's just not even no. If you're trying to be perfect, then you're aiming for something that's crazy like that. Just be present.
But you know what? You aim for the moon, you hit the mountain.
Oh, of course. Don't get me wrong. I understand what you're saying. But of course. Oh, okay, yes. Let's try to be perfect as best we can. You know what I mean? But then what is perfect? You know what I mean?
Your neighbor.
That's a commandment.
I love you. That's my commandment. I love you. I love God. There you go.
That's a standard. That's a golden standard. You know what I mean? That's basic instructions before leaving Earth. That's what that is. Yeah. So like I said, for me, it's just like, man, I just want to be present. And being present means I'm more capable of accepting you, accepting myself, accepting the situation. If I'm not tripping off the past and the future, and I'm more present, then I can function and be okay and accept things or deal with things or handle things accordingly. I think for me, so it's all good like that. But and I also realize there's a bigger picture and time heals all. It does. And there's some people who like, you don't know why they flipped out on you. You don't know why they don't mess with you anymore or whatever, and you never know.
Yeah, I've had people I've known for 20 years freaking snub me over crap they heard on the internet. So it's like, dude, why don't you just call me, talk to me?
It's like, for me, it's like I'm not on the internet because I remember when it was no internet, and I've seen the transition of our society with it now. Everybody got personal computers on their hip. You know what I mean?
Okay, hold on. That's a lie. Everybody, go down to the description and follow JJ on all the internet stuff that he just said he wasn't on. He's on YouTube. He's on Instagram. You get on there and you follow JJ. He's a freaking Prince of Man. He's a fantastic artist. Get on there. Follow him.
But you know what I mean. Like I said, because social media came around, if I didn't have any, I'd be so caveman. And as it is, I'm an urban hermit. So the fact that I'm on there at all is cool. But when everybody came around and like, oh, taking pictures of what I ate today. Oh, I'm over here at the club. I'm over here, like, I don't care what you're eating or where you're at. Am I supposed to? And it's like now that your neighbor can be a star for doing nothing but just posting, I was just like, that does not translate to me.
It's Andy Warhol's future.
It is. It is. And so then it's like also when I got up on Instagram, it was like I was trying to draw finished pictures because that's what I'm used to doing and posting them. But as soon as I post it, it goes down in the feed instantly. And I'm like, this is like feeding a beast that's never full. Yeah. And I can't deal with this. So I was like, I just backed up. Like, you know what? I'm gonna back up and wait till this becomes more JJ friendly. So it's become at a point now that's more JJ friendly, and I need to get up on there. It's like, imagine I can load up a cache of artwork and date it to post when I wanted to. I was waiting on that. I heard they can do that now. I want to get it, get up in it. I know I have my podcast mate, Josh Casper. He has me run my Instagram. Cause like I just I give him things to post. He posts them. If somebody wants something, he lets me know. Jay, they
oh yeah, that's the fella I talked to when I was trying to get a hold of you, and I couldn't. And your phone didn't.
My phone was off. But being an artist, it'd be hard sometimes. It's feast and famine. Like the summertime, like I'm getting gigs. I got things coming in. Wintertime, it was hard. People are out of the offices. People are on vacation. Everything's gone, dried up. So I'm saying like, man, I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this. What has to change? I've been in San Diego, loving it, doing this for so long, and the scene has changed. The community has changed. Everybody's gone. WILDSTORM closed its doors in 2010, so I was there. Then they closed the doors. Like, now what do we do? And then I was like, well, I worked on my own property, my own book, but I didn't put it out because I still got to get it lettered. And then I was like, I have this problem where I can draw, lift. I do all the heavy lifting. I do it all. I get it ready for picture day and it's ready, but then I just don't take it to market. I just like, I'll put it in the box and put it in the closet and go to something else. So
which project is this?
I have a project coming out with thank God for David Walker. If you don't know who David Walker is, he one of Marvel only. I ain't gonna say I ain't Batman for Marvel. I love it. I love y'all. I want to work with Marvel, but you know how it is. You know how it is in the industry where it's just like ain't that much room for black people. I don't know why, unless you just have a booming voice, I guess, or something, or just like unless you're Kanye. So he's one of the brothers over there writing for Marvel. He used to write Power Man and Iron Fist. I think he still does. But Power Man and Iron Fist for Sanford Green was David Walker, and so then he would do different stuff. Sanford Green.
Yeah.
Okay, so
no, I just said Sanford.
I know.
I love Sanford stuff.
So he and I have always wanted to work with each other. Back when he was doing Bad Mofo shirt booth. You ever see that at the con?
That sounds familiar.
So he used to do a T-shirt booth where he would do black exploitation themed shirts. And at the time when nobody was doing them, and it was cool. So David Walker used to do that over there. And I got to meet him. Was like, I love this stuff, and blah blah blah. And it was cool. We made a really cool connection.
Right. So hey, pause your story for 2 seconds. Hey guys in the chat, if you guys have any direct questions for JJ, drop them now, and then after he's done with the story, we can ask him.
That is true.
All right.
So yeah. So I met David a long time ago before he was in comics. He let me read one of his own books that he self-published. It was like some thick novel type scenario, some like some superhero novel novella style book. I don't read books without pictures that much. I almost sound like I'm stupid.
Kind of like Wild Cards.
Yeah, so it's just like it was cool. So he let me read it, and it was actually really good. And I was like, man, I like this. You're really good. Then he got on at Marvel, and it was like, oh, well, cool. He's getting work now. So he became the dude for at Marvel, and I'm like, well, cool. But we've always been cool. Every time you see me every year at Comic-Con, yo, JJ, I want to work with you. What's up, brother? What's up? What's up? What's up? I was like, yo, man, I would love to work with you. What's up? What's up? And we never really got to work it together. And then I showed him my own personal IP that I've been working on called Leader League. And I don't want to go too deep into it because somebody else gets it, but it's just like but the concept is really solid and strong, and I love it. When I show people, they love it, and he believes in it, so he's going to help me take it to market. He's like, yo, Jay, I want you to know it's yours, and I just want to help you get it out there and everything like that. So we're in talks with Paramount or some folks out there that he's dealing with already, and the idea, fingers crossed, it'd be a good one. So they have a TV, a movie or something, or some type of something. I need it. So that's in talks right now. Plus publish the book. So pencil, ink, wrote, colored, the whole thing. It was my idea of like, if I can do anything, this is what I would do. These are my ingredients to my soup, and this is what it is. So and it should, hopefully, the way he was talking, in the next 3 or 4 months or something, I should be able to be making a holler and a hoop. So you know how it is.
Right.
But so like I said, I definitely would love some artwork from you to help fresh out the book. I was talking to everybody this year. And I said, and I always seed everybody every year to see who my people's is. So I was like, like Ryan Benjamin, like Carlos Deanda, Eddie Nunez.
I did not see Carlos this year.
He was over there. You know how he is. He's on a he's just like me being black with that CP time. He on a Hispanic time. He siesta and then fiesta, so it's all good. So but like I said, like Dave Johnson and Chuck Wicavage and
you'll hear from Dave after this video.
Dave Johnson?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. He hates me.
Oh.
He's the guy that snubbed me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, no, but that makes sense to me because your personality, his personality, y'all like polar opposites.
Yeah.
But you're both amazing because I know that you are both. You give an F about me. He was the person who first told me some of the best advice I had when I first was being an intern at my first shows. He was like, you know what? Because I told him the story of like, yeah, they want me to just draw, just pencil, and, but I can pencil, ink, and color, write, and do everything. He's like, you know what? If you be an artist. You pencil, ink, write, color, do your thing. You be an artist. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't do your art. You do your art. You be an artist and do that. And, screw them. You do yours. I was like, wow. You're right. That's my blessing. God gave me that blessing. Who are you to tell me not to do something? Now, if you're trying to hire me for a specific situation, that's something. But not to be an artist and not to give an artist an opportunity to be an artist, that's a sin. Yeah. So because of that, I was like, wow, you know what? Cool.
Well, that's what editors do, right?
Well, they just got a job to fulfill.
Yeah, they got a job. They're used to people not being able to get stuff done, even when you're only giving them one portion of a book.
They need to deal with facts, for sure.
And flakes.
And flakes. They deal with for sure, flakes, and facts. So it's just like, I need this book done by this time. Can you get it done in this style? By this time, if you can, then you're going to cut. We'll pay you this much. Let's get her done.
All right, I got a couple questions here for you. No, that's not important. Do you have your own characters? Yeah. Is he Comicsgate? No, JJ is not Comicsgate. He's just a friend. He probably doesn't even know what Comicsgate is.
Comicsgate? Gate? What is that? Comic Gate? What is that?
Comicsgate.
What is that?
He is Comics Gay, but he is not Comicsgate.
Okay.
Comicsgate is a movement of people who are sick of Marvel and DC shoving politics into their favorite fan fictions.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I do.
Right.
You want to know?
Sure.
Okay. So there is such a fatigue, and I love Marvel and I love DC, but I love Marvel. but there's such a fatigue with the political correctness that's going down. I just don't want you to put your politics in my books or
Exactly.
put your hands on in my soup. I don't eat soup with other people's hands in it. You know what I mean? I understand what it is. So the fact that they're doing like, forced diversity, I hate that. If you're going to do it right. That's like, as an example, Amadeus Cho being the new Incredible Hulk after they got rid of Bruce Banner. So when they made him the new Hulk and they made him look like Asian Hulk, I was like, you're not being true to the character. You're forcing something on us that's not feeling right. It don't feel comfortable. These are like uncomfortable draws, and I don't like this. So it's just like what they're doing now with him. They changed him. You know who Amadeus Cho is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just like they do the thing now where his name is Braun. They brought Bruce back and they turned Amadeus Cho into Braun. And so he still got Gamma in him. He's just like a buff, regular looking dude. He's still like a little normal, natural looking, skinny Asian dude. But when he hulks out now, he's like, I don't know the stats, but he looks like he's like maybe 6'5", 6'7", maybe. No, maybe 6'5". Or something.
Blue Boy says he's Comicsgate 100%. You just encapsulated the truth of what Comicsgate is. What the SJWs who are the ones who love all this diversity are saying is that Comicsgate is like some weird alt-right conspiracy.
It is. It's a movement. It's a forced movement. That's like being gay, I understand, but it did feel like there was a force movement on people that you don't like.
That's the thing. Dude, brother, we had...
I'm a bitter gay. I say screw these fags.
Yeah.
but
how much diversity was there in comics when we were growing up? We had Storm leading the X-Men.
Larry Strawman, until I saw Larry Strawman's artwork. I thought all artists were white. I didn't know there was any other color except white people. And then, like I said, I saw Larry Strawman draw his books and his style. And it was like big, thick women and just ethnic. I was like, he draws too like my peoples to not be my peoples. And I meet him like my peoples. So I was like, wow. I met him at a show. I was drawing a picture of something. I told him like, you're like, I didn't know you were black, or I didn't know that you were in here like that, and you inspired me. And he said I gave the picture to him. I just met him at the show again. I ain't met him since '95, and then it was like I gave the picture to him, and he was like, wow, this is I guess he was cool with it. So he goes back to his table or whatever, and I don't see him for a minute. Then he comes back and hands me a rolled up scroll, and on this scroll, when I roll it, it's this beautiful Larry Strawman original of this like naked woman, like with like a space armor on her arm or something like that. And it was just doing a beautiful pose, like fine art. He's like, here you go. I was like, wow. I have that on my wall. That's one of my treasured pieces. And like I hadn't seen him in years. I saw him at the Afro Lounge experience or whatever, or show during con. A lot of brothers and sisters got together, had their own little subculture, little get together at the show. And he was there. I did not know it was him. They had these pieces of paper on the wall as you come up the staircase. So you draw a picture, sign your signature, whatever.
All right.
So I did a cool little quick JJ whatever Batman head sketch. And so then
I said, as you do.
As I do. And so then my homegirl, Marilyn, who used to on Common Ground in Hillcrest, she was with me. And she was like, I didn't even see anybody come up to me and draw it. It was empty when I was doing my thing. I was so focused. So dude comes up, knocks out this quick Batman head sketch and signs his name, and then like dips. And she was like, you know that guy? I'm like, who? I looked at his Batman and then saw Larry Strawman. Like, Larry Strawman was right next to me, and I didn't know he was here? What? I flipped out. So we go upstairs, I draw. I get better with my artwork because there are more of those along the way up the staircase. So I get better and better as I go up. I'm loosening up. So I get up there, we meet him, say what's up, chop it up, everything is love. It's like, wow, I tell him like, yo, man, I don't know where you at right now, but I love how you get down. Just, you mean so much, to me as a young Black artist in comics. You mean so much to me as a brother just doing things. He's somebody I would love to podcast. I would love to interview him. Be like, yo, what was it like for you being in the industry? I know they call it number 9 or something like that. There are only like 9 Black comic book artists or something. He was the 9th one or something. So they called it number 9. It was like there was that limited.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that was one of the things that I heard from. He was telling either Marilyn or Nick Leslie about that was part of the story, or Dave. That was part of the story. Like being at the Afro Lounge was cool because I got to hear stories and talk to peoples and see what my peoples is up to and who does what and what's what. You know, we don't get it like that, but it was refreshing and cool to see that like that. You know, and so
let me ask you why you think that is, because I mean people sent stuff in through the mail, and I'm pretty sure nobody was like, "Hey, I'm a black artist.
I know. How can you
hire me?"
Right. I don't know. It's crazy. Well, I don't know because if you're doing samples from Marvel or DC, then it is what it is. You draw their stuff if you know the etiquette. And I will say, if you're doing your own stuff, being black, the theme, because I was up there looking at what is the theme? What are we telling people? What are we trying to say with the books that we self-publish, the characters that we create, that we're doing? What are we doing? What are we saying? Why are we not treated with respect? We are quality. People hire us to do their stuff. Why are we not getting the love that we crave? And I was like, what are the things? So I see a lot of Egyptian themed stuff, a lot of pro-black stuff, a lot of urbanized stuff. It's definitely our voice. But I was like, okay.
Yeah, Kevin features that a lot in his. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's true. It's like I remember seeing his book when he put it out. It was like a black superhero group, done with quality. I forgot the artist's name, but it's like the coloring, the artwork. It was all quality. It's like if he kept putting it out, that would have been great because it had the it's a black book feel, but it was done with the quality, you know. And
yeah, that's the thing. It's like I don't care if you're gonna. I hate saying it this way, but if you're gonna focus on an identity while you're doing your stuff,
right?
Because it's the same thing with like Christian music, right? 20 years ago, Christian music sucked, but all they would publish it and they would play it because that's all there was. Right? But then along comes like Jars of Clay and Creed and one thing after another, and it raised the quality of the market up. But dude, I didn't buy none of that crappy stuff because I don't buy crap. I don't care if it's
like you love the Lord.
I don't care if it's some half Japanese freaking board again Christian doing it. I ain't buying it unless it's good.
Right. And you shouldn't. You don't. I put it like this. I have a saying. I'm too black to support whackness.
Yeah.
I don't want it. You know, I can refuse whackness. That's my right. I can refuse whackness. I don't like it, you know. So it's like
that's your duty.
That is my duty. No diggity. But it's like it's true that it's just like, you know, just you should always be able to, you know, support what's quality. So when it comes to black people doing what they do, it's like there's a quality that they do exhibit. And I know that we are fresh when we want to be fresh, but then it's just like, I don't know. It's just like I see it because I don't buy it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what the thing that irritates me about that is someone who thinks that you should buy their stuff because of their identity group, and then you're like,
why are you stepping it up?
Yeah. Oh, you don't support the cause? It's like I don't support the crap.
Right? I'm like you said, I don't support the crap. And it's like, and being an art snob from a young age, I definitely will call it out or be like, or just be like, I'm good, you know.
Yeah. You be all, you fat.
Ah! Yeah, not PHAT, FAT. You fat. Yeah, you need to get over that. So I don't know. So I know that for myself, I like it. Well, if I'm doing a book, I know exactly how I would do it and what I would do and different ideas, and I have different themes. And I know that as a black creator, there's nothing wrong with being a black creator. But It's like, what are your creations? What are you trying to say? What are your voice? So I know from my point, like I like the theme of like if your back is to the wall, you got to come out swinging. So a lot of my themes are that. A lot of my characters are that. You know, they represent that, which is a solid thing. You know, which we all have to learn and get with. So I think that's cool. You know, this is like one of the lessons I learned in life was like, just because you know something doesn't mean you have to tell everybody. It's the truth. It's true. You know what I mean? Like
I need to learn that.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Like I said, I'm working on the kids' book. With that being like the theme for me in it, you know, because everything has to have a theme. I was like, what would I tell kids? If I can tell kids something, like, just because you know something, you got to tell everybody.
Brush your teeth.
Brush your teeth. You know what I mean? You know something, you got to tell everybody. Stop snitching. Young snitching, I'm against that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's okay. You know what I mean? But it's true. It's true. You know, just Because a lot of personal things or problems or issues or self-consciousness can be avoided if you just keep it to yourself and just do the knowledge. You know, and then share it with those that you know can respect.
Yeah, you know what? Something in the time you've known me that I've decided to change about myself.
Oh snap! You what? What? Well, I want to hear.
I ain't giving you my opinion about your art unless you ask for it.
True. Oh, that's a new thing.
Uh,
New thing? Oh, wow.
You know how it was.
I do. You used to just spill the tea.
Yeah.
You would spill the tea, regardless. We're gonna tell it like it is. So yeah, you definitely was. I'm gonna tell you because that's my right, and the Lord has blessed me to tell you. Type. That's why you are a harsh cookie forever. Yeah. But I'm good. Like for myself, I have no problem telling you about your artwork, but I'm gonna tell it to you 100%.
Yeah. So I don't mind. I don't care. I mean, I will, but you better ask for it. I mean, if you don't ask for it, I will keep my wisdom and my opinions to myself.
Because you are dangerous. That's why you should. You open your mouth, and that's like a can of worms. A lot. So it's okay. I'm used to it, and I'm cool with it. I think it's kind of entertaining to me. But it's like, yeah, homie. I know that you really are an awesome individual, and I don't know if it hurts you or not that you're not being received like I know you feel you should be or you could be. But like I said, I receive you. I accept you. I love you as you is. So like, yeah, it's good like that. Even for myself, I tell people, you come up with you want a critique, I give them all the tagline. I'm like, you want me to, you want me to give you a critique, I will give you a critique, but I'm gonna not lie to you. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm gonna tell you what I think, from my professional stance of what I think you should do to make you a better person. I'm gonna tear you down, but I'm also help build you back up. If you can handle that, we can go forward. And I'll say yes. I say let's go forward, then. And I'll break them all down. I'll tell them,
get me that knife.
I'll cut you deep. But I do. Like people come back year after year to get that critique, the annual critique from me. They come at me like, yo, the stuff you said, I took to heart, and JJ, I went to go work on that, and I'm getting better now. But I had people come back year after year just to get a hug from me at the show, buy a piece, get a commission, get a critique. I'm that person, so I'm cool like that. I actually like giving critiques because I know that for me, it establishes my mission once I found out what it was on this planet. And my mission on this planet is to inspire like I was inspired. You are working you are getting it in there. You're going to have this done.
I just finished that, yeah.
Wow.
I forgot to sign it, though. I don't have any room. I put my little MSM thing.
I know, right? What is that? I know your little symbol. Like, that ain't like, what made you do that? You just trying to be clever and artsy?
The MSM?
Yeah.
Because, I did, I have all right, so I'm Japanese, right? So I have this stamp. You remember when I used to put this on everything?
Yes.
Right?
I don't know what it means, but yeah, I know it was your symbol.
Yeah, well, I was trying to do something like that, but with my English letters. And I thought it was cool that it plays backwards and forwards, upside,
Yes, it's cool. So you should do more graphic things with that, because that is a cool idea.
Yeah.
Make it bolder, put something, MSM shirts or whatever, something, for your fans.
You know what? You're better at graphic design.
I am. So I can help you with that. So it's okay.
And I'll help you blow up your YouTube channel. I don't think you even did. You give me the link to the YouTube channel?
You know what? I forgot to give you my link to my YouTube channel. That's my. So I do music. I do music and music videos on YouTube. And the group I'm in is called The Love Collective. One word, The Love Collective. And
The Love Collective.
Yeah. So I work with my dude, David Arrowwood, and he sings. He's this little shorter white dude. I'm a tall, big black dude. We got this crazy dynamic when you see us. He can dance really well. I dance really well. And so we dance really well together. And then he sings, I rap. But I also sing. I'm gonna keep on talking.
Yeah, just give me 2 seconds. You talk.
Yeah. So it's like he sings, I sing, I rap. We both dance. We both make beats, and it's we've been doing it for like the past 4. I can't remember. But we've been doing it and performing around Hillcrest at the clubs and the bars at the Del Mar Fair. Shot like 7 videos.
Riches.
Oh, I'm trying to work on an original theme song for Club Riches also. I was like, why not brand my community?
You know, Jill and I used to go dancing at Riches.
Well, come back, dance with me. Come out and dance with me at Riches one Sunday.
We ain't rubbing bellies, brother.
I'm not dancing with you. I got other dudes. The problem is you might like it. That's what it is. You be like, wow, those hips don't lie. But yeah, so like the Love Collective, one word on YouTube is our channel. Like, so you go there, check out our other videos. But I will say the easiest way to find our videos and channels if you type in our most popular song, which is Fatty Batty. So FATTYBATTY is Fatty Batty. And that's a song about penis. But it's funny. It's funny. Funny. I'm like this.
As long as it's quality penis.
It's trust me. I got Joe Phillips to be in the video with me. I got my local bar managers and homies, like local folks to come out. It's funny. So Fatty Batty was a song that Richard Friend and I would we would say this. Yeah. WILDSTORM, Richard Friend, who's an inker at WILDSTORM, like he's funny. I love Rich. And we were trying to come up like what's the most gayest song a person could ever make. It was just like, we're like Fatty Batty. Talk about I like them fatty batty. We would dance. We would talk about that for weeks. It just cracking and laughing. It was funny. So when I got the chance to make music with David, and we put out our first couple songs, I was like, I got this song in my head called Fatty Batty. I just have to get out. I just have to get it out of my head. And so we made the beat. I wrote the rap, and I wrote the whole song without saying penis or dick in it at all. But it's about that. And I was just like, I want this song to be.
It was just, I like big dongs and I cannot lie.
Anaconda, what? I'm like, nah. It wasn't that. It was, like I said, I wanted to be clever. I wanted to be able to write a song about a subject that I'm down with, but I can spit it in the hood. I can spit it in a cipher. I will spit it amongst any rapper. I will spit it at a mug and be like, yo, son, you can't deny that this is good lyrics.
You want straight guys singing this thing, not having a clue what it's about.
That's deep. But it ain't mad at that. But so I just wanted to show an example of it's another prime example of my creativity. Right. So if I get the challenge of coming up with something like talk about penis, what would I do? Like when I first pitched it to Dave, he was like, no. He was like, in his mind, he went a whole other place. But my mind, I'm like, you don't hear me.
He went to a dark, deep place.
He did. He went ready to say no. And I was like, I'm just gonna show you what I'm talking about. Screw that. So what I did, I was like, here's the beat. It's like the driving beat, and then here's the lyrics, and they're funny. And it was like in the video, I got to like direct and show like I want you here, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. And yeah, and then like when it came out, we got to perform it, do the hits, it got hits. It was funny, it's clever. The lyrics, I could spit you a verse right now and you'd be like, you know what, that is funny. It's not bad. Can I spit a verse?
Do it.
I thought of like, that's a fatty. Saw when he passed me. Looked twice because my glasses masked me. Heard the rumor, but reality stabbed me. I like what I like, and that's a fatty batty. Grab that bat, you swing it at me. Do you go commando, sweatpants baggy? Funny walk like Scuba Shaggy? Wear tight jeans that support your manly? Or free ball, yeah, keep it classy? Join our team and shake it proudly. And the whole idea for the video was like, it's a fictional softball team called the Fatty Baddies. And so the video was about the tryouts for the Fatty Baddies. So we have all the dudes coming up, trying to be sexy, whatever. And then we make them run laps and everything. It's a funny experience. You know what I mean? But the lyrics is funny. The quality, like I said, you go to YouTube, type in Fatty Batty, it'll pop up.
I'm pretty sure everyone is going to.
I don't know, but get them hits up. I like say it's really
but JJ, yeah. I mean, everybody loves you, man. You've got the freaking personality to blow up a YouTube channel if you're gonna just get on and just
I would like to do more.
You just talk about whatever you. I tell people you know, they're like, well, what should I talk about? What should I talk about? I'm like, dude, whatever you care about, whatever you love, other people will love, right? Not everybody's going to love it, but everybody's got your audience.
There's enough room on the moon for all of us to, you know, have fun.
Yeah. And then you build up that relationship with your fans, and then you can you tell them, hey man, I got this other video I want to watch. They're all going to go run to it. You could tell them I'm working on this comic book. They're all going to want to buy it. You know what I'm saying?
So the mission and the plan for me is to build up my social media more by doing things like this. So like I said, I do a podcast and I have people following it in the industry, which is cool. Like Scott Dunbar follows me on my podcast. That's crazy. You know what I mean? If you don't know who Scott Dunbar is, he is the man in his, you know, in the circle. He was Jim Lee's art dealer. Yeah. And so I had to learn who he was when I first met him. Because when I first met Scott, he moved into the empty office on the other side of the pit at WILDSTORM. And I was like,
I met him when he was just an art dealer.
Oh, see, I did. So when he moved up into the studio and had his own, you know, office up in there, we had interns like, who is this cat? This Jim's art dealer. All right, whatever. Like, art dealer. Well, he ain't gonna power over us. Who cares? Whatever. It's cool. We cool. But he was the cat that you gotta get through his layer of, like, you know, wall. He's very, very, very critical of, like, you know, are you worthy of, you know, being in his cipher? Because it's just his makeup, his character, you know. And he's one of the coolest cats too. Like, if you know him, he's chill. Like I said, he got a black wife. It's just like little mixed kids. It's just like you don't know him unless you know him, you know. And so, like, I didn't really feel his gravity until we went to the Florida signing when we visited Sarah Becker. And so everybody was down in the hotel lobby, or we're supposed to meet down at the hotel lobby for transport so we can go where we need to go. So I paid for my fare for the trip. Everybody else was part of the signing tour, but I was an intern, so you know I wasn't part of that. You know, I had to pay. If I want to go, you got to pay. So I'm cool. I paid. I want to go. Let's get this in. So everybody's supposed to come downstairs and be ready for this signing tour, whatever. I'm down there doing my thing. You know, I'm ready. But everybody else is in their hotel rooms doing whatever. That ain't for me. So Scott comes down and is like, yo, JJ, you know, where everybody at? Like, I don't know. Assuming they're doing their thing. I don't know. He's like, why don't you go get them? Why don't you go, you know, get their rooms and go get them? And in my mind, I'm like, I'm not working. I pay for this trip. Who are you gonna tell me to go do this? Like snapping your fingers. So I was like, dude, you got me messed up. No. I was like, nah, I ain't doing that. All that work. I'm like, these knucklehead grown folks are supposed to be down here on time like me. They're not. They got the trip paid for, and I got to go get them. I'm like, what is this? And now it's not that I'm not trying to be a team player. I just know who this cat was trying to tell me to do this extra work when I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and they're not down here. Then why don't you go get them? Ain't you the art dealer? I'm like, ain't you supposed to be like, you know, Jim's right-hand man? You go get them. That didn't sit well, I guess. So he told Jim, and it made Jim feel like, you know, oh, you ain't a team player. What's up? What's up with that? You know? And he didn't hit me up until after the trip. So Jim was like, yo, you ain't a team player. What's up with that? You know, maybe you don't fit with being over here at WILDSTORM. You know, what's going on? Blah, 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 blah. And I had to let him know. I was like, look, I paid for my trip. He didn't know. Jim didn't know that I had to pay for my trip. I paid for my ticket. I paid for my everything. So the fact that I have to go do some work from this guy who's just your art rep, what the dealio? Now you get mad at me talking about I'm not a cool. I don't belong at WILDSTORM. Like, you gonna let me go? Are you telling me you're gonna fire me right now? So if I'm in the right, that's when my hairs on my neck stand up, and I'm like, you ain't gonna let me go for some dumb stuff. You brought me here for a reason, and now you're gonna try to let me go for some dumb stuff? That's not happening.
Yeah.
And so he had to think about it. Like, okay, well, you know, I didn't know that you had to pay for your ticket, and we're trying to be a team over here at WILDSTORM, and blah, you know, whatever. He let me know. He had to know. Yeah, you about to let me go for some dumb nuts, and I'm not having that. You didn't properly explain Homeboy's power, but now I realize his power. Okay, now you realize I'm not gonna just lay down and let you kick me. Right. No.
Yeah.
You know, so that's when Jim and I first had our first, you know, raise up. You know. The second one, you was there for. I was like, I ain't gonna go into it, but yeah, we'll talk that for another day. You see how I transition
someday
what it is.
Boy, everybody loves you in the chat, brother.
Do they? I don't see nothing but you. I just love you.
Yeah, okay, I got JJ is great. JJ's channel should be called WILDSTORM Confidential. I'd watch JJ. I'll watch JJ all day.
Really? That's
all
crazy.
day. I'm watching it right now, talking about Fatty Batty. Those lyrics were dope. Oh man, do it, spit. I gotta hear this.
Check my other song. Like I said, the other songs I'm spitting, I'm doing them. Like I said, I love making music. I love being creative.
Yeah.
I love just
I love you guys. JJ's cool as hell.
Kind of forever.
Hell yeah.
So this means it's not be my last time talking with you, is it?
No, hell no. Hell no. We can do
I'm
this.
glad. You know what? I'm glad
Dude, I love just sitting here and freaking talking and drawing. That's like being in a studio.
No, I know. I don't know how much I wouldn't be able to get much drawing done like you. You're crazy. I do, but you know, it's hard to talk and draw and be me. I had to be like, yo, Mike, I love y'all, but I gotta close it down so I can draw. But
yeah, I inked almost this entire thing.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that.
I think I had like this arm done.
Yeah.
And a little bit of most of his belt done and stuff.
Yeah. The crotch.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
That's why they had me pinch hitting.
Okay then.
Right.
Yes.
With my Fatty Batty. Oh wait, no, that's not right.
So I even created a dance to go with it. So like you do this like I like them fatty baddies. I like them fatty baddies. I like them fatty baddies.
Don't give me them skinny weenies.
I know. Also, well, like the third verse, I switch it up and say, I'm like, hold up, that's a man fatty. Definition opposite of a baddie. Moon booty, juicy, no padding, backing so thick folks look right at him. Like magic in stretch fabric. You want to catch him while he's out lapping, but distracted by the back fit clapping. Bring that passion the first day of practice. I was like, woo! How about
JJ is the multi-talented JJ Kirby.
I just can't help it. It's all good. Dude, I can talk to you all day. What's up?
He can cook catfish too.
I do, and I want to bring some over and be like, I have some catfish and some cornbread. I put the garlic, onion. I put garlic and onion in my cornbread and in a can of whole corn in my cornbread. Hook it up with the butter and honey on top. Bang! Jiffy mix all day. Trust all day.
That's all Georgia.
I'm like, man, I cook. I love cook. Black eyed peas with sliced avocado on it. Take some black eyed peas, heat them up, throw some sliced avocado on top. Banging.
Yeah, so we gotta have you over for a barbecue again.
Yes, I would like it.
I ever tell you about so I was, you know, we used to do those barbecues all the time, right? I was talking to Brandon.
You got your crib though. You would lay out the whole spread, candles, and
yeah,
the restaurant in somebody's crib.
But so I was like talking to Brandon Peterson. It was back during CrossGen. He was in town for San Diego. I'm like, hey man. He's like, you know, next time you come down, you got to come over to my house for a barbecue. And he starts laughing, right? Oh, barbecue! He stops and he gets this totally serious look on his face. He's all, I've heard about your barbecues.
He's like, that ain't no joke.
Yeah,
that's no joke, huh? I heard about your barbecues. I'm down.
So funny because he wasn't WILDSTORM. He was like Top Cow.
Yeah,
somehow it filtered up to Top Cow.
I love the sisterhood of the different studios. And I say sisterhood because it was just like, you know, like sister company. They were like brother companies. They referred to each other as sister companies, I think. You know what I mean? Like, you know, WILDSTORM, Extreme, Top Cow. We were all like, you know, like it was what it was. And so we would do the thing back in the day where we would like fax pictures to each other.
Mm-hmm. We're
just like, you know, we dissing each other. You know, whatever. So we just like, you know, send a fax over to Extreme and dissing Dan Fraga or somebody, and they would say something to him or Top Cow. We would do that every now and then, but like, yo, I think Campbell or somebody did something to Joe Benitez, calling it the Big Cheese. And Joey Mom fucked up looking at shit and sends it over. So, you know, we call him the Big Cheese, and he knows what that is. So it's like, okay, whatever. And so for me, like I said, I grew up getting dissed So having to diss people back. So if I go for you, I'm coming for the neck. You know, weird. And it's not that I'm trying to be all, you know, weird or anything, but it's just like I'm clever. What's up? So I did one where I was and I faxed over a picture in-house, I guess, or whatever. I forgot what it was and why, how I got up on it. But it was just like, I drew a picture of Matt Broom, and it wasn't really a diss, but he took it offensively. I drew him.
You know, Matt's got sensitive skin.
He does. But I drew a picture of him, and then you remember his car back. He had a really slick, black, amazing car. I'm not into cars. I don't care. But he had one,
like a freaking Porsche Carrera now.
He was so about it, And so I was looking at him like, you know, all right, homie, whatever, you know. I don't care, you know. And the way Matt was raised and what he went through, some of the stories, he's hood but privileged. You know what I mean? But it's just like street, but not. It's like Matt he's done some things, been in some, you know, it's more to him than what you know, which is cool.
Yeah.
I did a picture of like him as Matt Man in his car, and I was kind of making fun of like, oh, you think you special, you know?
Yeah.
Type vibe with it and stuff. And I did that out there. He got so upset. You don't be taking, you don't be doing this, and you don't be doing this and this and that.
I think you've told me this story before.
I was like, oops. Oh, I didn't realize my head was that heavy. I thought it was cool. I thought it was funny. It was funny. But I guess I'm always, yeah, I'm innocent JJ, big country JJ, laugh a lot, how to smile, hug for everybody. But when I want to poke at you, I can poke at you,
Yeah.
Because I don't know other way to just, like I said, but then go for what I know is your soft spot.
Yeah.
I hit the
all right. You know what? We could do this all freaking day.
I know.
But it's been over 2 hours. Can you believe that?
Has it been?
Yeah.
So does this stream live on YouTube to your channel or something?
Yeah.
So people can archive it, or what is this?
It goes straight to archive. I'll send you the link after, if you want to share it or if you want to download it. You know what? You can download it and then upload the interview to your own channel if you want to. I don't care.
I'll play this. Next time we get together, I'm gonna need you to show that to me. So like I said, let's have lunch. Let's get together. Show me the formats, the basic, what's what. I'm gonna write things down so I can be a part of this world that you're so immersed in. Because I do enjoy it. As you see, I am built for it. People do,
Everybody wants you to come back on. Why hasn't he been on sooner? Have him back on.
Wow.
Here's one. Catfish and cornbread. He's not only black, he's country black.
I'm sure you. I love it. I'm sure you interviewed some interesting people before. Am I
the best, JJ? You're the best, and you know it.
Well, I don't know the words. I'm humming.
All right, man. I love you. I'm gonna cut this off. We're gonna hang out a minute after and talk some stuff. So say goodbye to the audience.
Bye, peoples. I love you all.
And aloha. We'll see you guys later.